Forget about the girl. We've got bigger worries.
Such as?
That document, whatever it is Edward's carrying around.
What about it?
Well, it could be an eviction notice.
What do you mean?
I mean, it could be divorce papers. If I'm thrown out in the cold, you would be too, Tony. We'd be penniless.
A divorce? Are things that bad with you and Edward?
Edward's grown tired of me, and I suspect he's already picked my replacement. At first, I thought it was just a mild flirtation between him and that Dixie Cream donut, Peggy Sue, but now I'm not so sure.
Well, Peggy Sue is great and all, but you're more glamorous, more sophisticated than she is.
But I'm 20 years older than she is, Tony. That hominy-fed hussy has one thing I don't. You. It's the one thing Edward's money can't buy me.
Edward's money. It should be your money. He didn't make you sign that agreement.
But he did. Unfortunately, the only way for his fortune to become mine is for to drop dead before he divorced me.
Hold it. Can we get some lights and halt the storm? I think I'll save it until later in the scene. Tony, Allegra, you both did wonderfully. If you wouldn't mind going off stage, I'll bring you back in a couple minutes to introduce you properly. Hi. You caught us at kind of an intense moment. You see, I was working on a little scene. I'm a writer. Well, I'm a playwright to be exact. Well, that's not entirely true. I represent the playwright. I'm his alter ego, per se. Probably help if I had a name, wouldn't it? Alter ego. Alter ego. Alter. Why not Walter? Works for me if it works for you. Here's the deal. I thought all of you might like to see how I commit a murder. Now that's not an offer you get every day now, is it? I thought the easiest way to do this would be to deconstruct the crime. And you may want to take notes. Once you see how easy it is to knock somebody off, you may want to try it yourself. In your imaginations, of course. The first thing I try to picture when I start a play is the setting. When I think of murder mysteries, my mind drifts to the 1980s. You know, Tim Curry running around a mansion as a butler. Speaking of mansions, I'm partial to them. Old ones, like this, that are dark and gloomy. A room like this creates the perfect atmosphere for a murder to occur, don't you think? I like fireplaces and French doors and use them often. You see, when the lights go out, the embers from the fireplace and the pale moonlight emit the perfect amount of low light to evoke a sinister atmosphere. For example, chilling, huh? Doesn't that make you want to just pull out a gun or a knife or a rope or... Anyways, and as you no doubt heard earlier, the French doors also work wonderfully if you want to mimic a thunderstorm. I do try to keep the storm effects to a minimum, though, because if they go on for too long, people in the audience start jumping up and rushing down the aisle to the restroom, and it can be terribly distracting. 86, the storm! I saw you there in your seat trembling and was afraid you'd rush down the aisles. If you wouldn't mind saving it until intermission, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Anyways, sliding doors work wonderfully for sudden entrances and exits. I usually try to include a staircase and beyond in my set, but due to budget constraints, the staircase will be off stage for tonight's performance. This passageway leads to the dining room and other rooms beyond. There's a door off stage that's used for the sound effect of people entering and exiting the building, for example. Thank you. There's also a door above the fireplace which leads to the parlor. This provides yet another access for the killer to do his thing, or hers, if I use it for such a purpose. You see, when it comes to killers, I am an equal opportunity playwright. This brings us to the subject of suspects. There's quite a few, so please be patient.